My name is Bianca Errigo. I'm co-founder of HumanOS. We are a health optimisation platform. We work with corporate organisations to do two main things. One, simplify and optimise the health of the individual, the employee, and then also through our technology and our insights, we work with our corporate clients to build more effective business strategies and environments to improve business performance. Travel's always played a really fundamental part of my life. I've done many different jobs and had many different experiences. So used to work in IT on a sales floor, one of three women, the youngest person on the sales company, was always sort of travelling for work, huge deadlines, huge targets. And then when I changed careers, took a year out and travelled the whole world on my own and had a very different experience of travel and sort of went from my penthouse in Bloomsbury to buying a tuk-tuk in Sri Lanka. And then since starting HumanOS, it's been a lot more about travelling for work and to meet new people and to try and incorporate as many different experiences as I can into what I do now. A real privilege to be able to travel, and it's really exciting to be able to explore new places and new people and new things, and if you can incorporate that into your work, then that's such a privilege, and I really do enjoy that. And I think especially when I took the sort of year out and did all the travelling on my own for like a year, that so much of that I incorporated into what I do now and really trying to implement those things that I'd learned and the different perspectives and the different people. So I think if it wouldn't be for my travels, I wouldn't do what I'm doing now and how I do it. I think when you're travelling for work, it's always more of a routine, you've got more of a schedule, and you know, you're going there for a reason, and you have to then try and make sure it's why you're going is achieved. But I always do try and have a little explore, even if it's just like eating at somewhere local and just trying a bit of the food, or like just meeting someone local, you know, I think it's part of the fun. I think technology is amazing. The way technology is going is incredible, and especially like things with like the metaverse. I watched the Lex Friedman podcast, the first podcast in the metaverse the other day, and it was fascinating with Mark Zuckerberg, and I was like, this is crazy because they look like real humans. But I think we are humans. We have entire like neuroendocrine systems that respond to human touch. We need human connection, and so I don't think that will ever be able to be replaced. And so I think there's always the need to have that real human-to-human conversation, connection, and so it will always be a fundamental part of my job, and so will travel. Travelling well, to me, as someone who is so sensitive to jet lag, is just anything that helps me stay on top of the jet lag. I remember the first time I went to LA for work, and the first night there we went out for dinner, a group of us, and I actually fell asleep in my meal because I'm just so sensitive. And so for me, it's travelling well is what can I do to try and make sure that wherever I land, wherever I'm going, I can feel good. So it's little things from like my noise cancelling headphones to my silk eye mask to trying to get the best seat on the plane to trying to load up on water and everything in between. The biggest thing whilst travelling is the tiredness and trying to make sure you're overcoming the tiredness. So especially when you're travelling for work and you want to do your job well and meet new people and have energy and leave a good impression. So I think for me it's always about trying to make sure I get on top of the tiredness and recover as fast as I can. At one end of the spectrum, I love to go for like an infrared sauna, some oxygen chambers, and really try and reduce my inflammation as quickly as possible. On the other hand, it's things as simple as just going and making sure as soon as I land, trying to go for a walk or a light run and just trying to get my inflammation down, metabolism working, loads of water, loads of rest, and a whole mixture of things like that. Whenever I travel, I break it up into three parts: pre-flight, flight, post-flight. So pre-flight, I tend to try and make sure my hydration levels are really high, coconut water, electrolytes. I'll often have a banana before I fly because of the potassium, it's really good for inflammation. And load up on the vitamin C, because obviously when we fly and have inflammation, immune systems go down, quite often we'll get ill when flying. So I'll try and put my body in the best position to fly. During the flight, I will avoid plain food at all costs. There's just a lot of processed food, chemicals, and your body gives off about 25% more gas when you're in the air, so you're already in a highly inflamed state. So you want to try and reduce that as much as possible. So again, loads of water, always take a massive water bottle with me, load up on electrolytes through the flight, try and get some protein in, and then post-flight will be then like a green juice or something for the anti-inflammatory, trying to avoid caffeine for the first couple of hours post-landing, so again the inflammation comes down, and then movement, 60 minutes, just get the body moving and flowing again, and so then you're ready to sort of hit the ground running.